Hello, everyone. Been a little bit since I made a short video. This message is particularly for Elizabeth Skis, who writes, "I've decided I want to. I've decided how I want to respond to this. I was going to ignore it, but I've changed my mind. If you're both a Christian and a supporter of our current president, I want you to FaceTime me. I don't use FaceTime or WhatsApp, and read this Easter message from our president to me, to my face. This is the best I can do. All right, so here we go, Elizabeth. I'm going to read it to you, and this way you can't screech in the middle, and we can do a little fact checking as we go. Uh, President Donald Trump, the 45th and 47th president, writes, "Happy Easter to all, including the radical left lunatics," which makes me wonder if you're identifying as a radical left or a lunatic or both, "who are fighting and scheming so hard to bring murderers, drug lords, dangerous prisoners, and mentally insane and well-known MS-13 gang members and wife beaters back into our country." I mean, this is a fact. You can watch a documentary about the MS-13. They murdered a 13-year-old child during the Obama administration, the second term in Maryland. These are, you should see what they do to the Mormons in the battle along the border. Happy Easter also to the weak, all caps, and ineffective, all caps, judges and law enforcement officials who are allowing this sinister attack on our nation to continue, an attack so violent that it will never be forgotten! Exclamation. There's only one problem with this statement, is that they're not ineffective. They're doing exactly what George Soros had Obama pick them to do. So they are there to dismantle and disrupt and to deconstruct our nation. So in that way, they are effective. So they're not ineffective. They're only ineffective from the sense of them doing the job that a judge is supposed to do, which is be impartial, politically speaking. Sleepy Joe Biden. I want to interject here. You should probably mention that he is also a pedophile. So, and his son is a huge crackhead who had a slave girl who was under 14. I think she was around 12 years of age. That was all on the laptop files. Sleepy Joe Biden purposefully allowed millions of criminals to enter our country. I mean, the kids are kind of being forced to. I wouldn't call them criminals, but anybody who was purposely, across, and then all the coyotes and stuff. I mean, they're violating the law. It's a felony. Totally unvetted and unchecked through our open borders policy that will go down in history as the single most calamitous act ever perpetrated upon America. Almost true. The problem about the unvetted and unchecked is that there was an entire industry. And there were these huge, almost like Greyhound stations where on the American side, when they would come in and they could sleep there, and those nonprofits were being paid to do this. So I wouldn't say that they were unvetted and unchecked. What I would say is that they were illegal, and then they were being human trafficked on a mass scale by corporations on behest of the federal government. And not just USAID, but many different agencies. He was by far our worst and most incompetent president, a man who had absolutely no idea what he was doing. Actually, considering he wasn't the real president, it's hard to say whether he was the most incompetent. He was highly competent at what he was paid to do, which was to help China get away with all sorts of dismantling of our economy. It didn't work out for China, so that's all. We'll leave it there. But to him and to the person that ran and manipulated the auto pen, perhaps our real president, they're doing whatever George Soros tells them, whatever Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum are telling them, CIA, et cetera. Those are the people who are in charge. And to all the people who cheated, all caps, in the 2020 presidential election in order to get this highly destructive moron elected, I wish you, with great love, sincerity, and affection, a very happy Easter. Well, I mean, Jesus said, surely they'll get what they deserve. The things that not only did Democrats cheat in 2020, there was a Republican or two that also used the mail-in ballot scheme and all these mules to get elected. All of them, of course, are known to the government. They have the IP addresses of their phones because they're making multiple drops. They could all be arrested at any time if either of the parties, which are basically under the control of the Uniparty and the deep state, anyways, they could arrest all of them overnight, actually. They know exactly where they have a complete dossier on them. They know everything about them. They know how much they were paid. They know who paid them. They have the entire network. They use auto software that tracks everybody, and it keeps an entire web track of everyone. And obviously, I can't tell you how I know this, but I do. Okay. I definitely recommend you watch The Octopus Murders, and you'll come to understand what the Inslaw software could do even in the 80s, let alone what can be done by the government now with AI and every other kind of software. As far as him being the worst president, I mean, to the degree that a pedophile who raped a woman got away with it, admitted it on The View, said, that was over 20 years ago. Why are we talking about it? Right to Joy Behar's face. Then proceeded to dismantle the economy / allow Governor Newsom to dismantle the eighth largest economy out in California. Yeah, I would agree with that being the worst, most incompetent president. There were presidents, though, who honestly couldn't even make it a few weeks or months. They were so incompetent. They didn't have technology. See, with technology, you can competently dismantle a nation if you're paid, your family's being paid to do so, either because there's compromise on your family and your, crackhead son who's sleeping with his brother's widow, or just in general, like the entire uh, get in there and get the money paid and too big to fail and pump out the dollars and just inflate the currency to the moon and crash everything so we can take over with special drawing rights from the was it the IMF or the World Bank. Yeah, highly competent in that way. I mean, bang up job, but not too good at helping you all. And if you weren't a radical left lunatic, you'd probably understand all that. But you got to be a real liberal. You see, real liberals, we educate ourselves so that we can have free speech. And then we're happy to read and oblige your message to the world. It's a shame that you don't like the Democrat president, Donald Trump, because he's a blue dog Democrat. There's nothing particularly Republican about him. He has all of the hallmarks of a JFK style president. He even chose JFK's nephew to work in the government. So if you can't be happy there and you're a radical left lunatic, I'm sorry to inform you that the Bolshevik Revolution ended and the Soviet Union collapsed. That being said, maybe move to Belarus. I hear that they really enjoy Soviet style leadership.